The Bible says that God made everything very good, so why is the world so full of death and sin and pain and brokenness? Well, the Bible also says that when God made us good, He gave us free will. This is the ability to make good or bad choices, and it is our bad choices that result in the suffering that we see all around us. There's a story that I like about the British writer and Christian philosopher G.K. Chesterton. There was a newspaper that asked the question, what is wrong in the world? And his response was, "Dear sirs, I am sincerely yours, G.K. Chesterton." So if we adopt that mindset and agree that we are the problem, it's our bad choices that cause the evil in the world, that might lead us to ask the question, well, why didn't God create us without the ability to make bad choices? And the truth is that He could have, but I would argue that that's probably not desirable. If we didn't have free will, we would effectively be robots. We wouldn't be able to cause harm, but we also wouldn't be able to do good or truly love, the very things that make life meaningful. Similarly, if God intervened every single time we chose to do something bad, that would make our choices meaningless. So I'd argue that it's not free will that's the problem. Rather, the problem is our misapplication of free will. I'm going to be paraphrasing, but my favorite, or one of my current favorite Christian apologists, Vince Vitale, he says something like this: God gave you arms, you can use them to hug someone or you can use them to hit someone. So it's not the arms that are evil, it is the choosing to use them to hit someone that's evil. The theologians Norman Geisler and Jeff Amanu write, whereas God created the fact of freedom, humans perform the acts of freedom. God made evil possible, creatures make it actual. So another question that might come up is, well, what about natural evils like, disease or earthquakes? And I think that we have good reason to believe that when we really look into it, these types of suffering are also related to human choices. Diseases, as an example, these are often caused by or worsened by things, related to human behavior. That might include diet or pollution or war or greed or corruption. Or if you think about earthquakes, they're not inherently evil. And they can actually do a lot of good, right? They create new land and they bring minerals up to the surface to make the soil richer. But the suffering related to earthquakes is really humans being in the wrong place at the wrong time. We can absolutely explore this nuance deeper another time. But here's the takeaway. So God made everything good, and that goodness extends to free will. And the origin of evil is the misuse of free will. Another time, if you like, we could also get into the debate between free will and determinism. But for now, I would just love to hear your thoughts. What do you think about the balance between free will and the presence of suffering in the world? And, have you ever wrestled with how your own choices impact those around you? I'm also personally curious if there are any documentaries you'd recommend that made you rethink some of your day-to-day choices. But that's it for today. Short and sweet. If you're a regular, I promise that I will get back to you and wrap up the series on the Bible eventually, but I'm probably going to be switching in and out of topics for a while so that when a topic requires a bit more time and research, I can give it that time. So if you have any questions or topics that are at the top of your list, add them to the comments so I can see and have ideas for future videos. You can subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. Thank you so much.